Good morning. Welcome to Community UU Church here in Plano, Texas. My name is Reverend Dr. Aija Duelm. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am the minister at this congregation. And I welcome all of you who are here in person or joining us online. We are a place that strives to be open and welcoming, and we welcome all who are here. People who come here to search for answers, to look for community and support, to find a place to grow and change and flourish. You may notice that there's something new behind me. So I want to tell you a little bit about it. This was put together, designed by Chris Spencer. And today is the first day. Here she is. Thank you so much. You will recognize the banners. They are the banners that Jen Mason made a while ago. They represent different religious traditions, right? So if you look at the first one is ours, Chalice, right? Then you see David's star, Judaism. The next one is Aum, right? The Hinduism. Moon and star, Islam. Dharma wheel, Buddhist. Cross, Christianity. And the last one is a combination. So we have a happy human for the humanist and a tree for an earth-centered traditions. So these different religions represent the pluralism, the diversity of beliefs that we welcome here. That's what we value. And before you get anxious about this whole picture, it is really easily movable, so we can use the stage when we need to. Just so you know. But our diversity and our acceptance and welcome does not stop with just our religious perspectives. If you happen to miss last Sunday's service, you missed a very important announcement. We successfully completed the 5 practices of welcome renewal for this year, 2024. And what it is the welcoming and affirmation and openness to LGBTQ+ issues and people and community. We strive to make some efforts to change things that would improve and be more just, more open, more welcoming of the community. And our commitment is ongoing. We were first certified as a welcoming congregation in 1990, right? That long ago? Deb was the one, so I'm thinking Deb was the one filing the paperwork at that time. But that commitment is still here, and we keep being part of it. I think that this renewal is a significant milestone for us to mark. It shows that we continue to evolve and change over the years, and that our journey continues to bring new opportunities to us. So today, we come together to celebrate our unique and diverse journeys, and we bring them together through our water communion ritual to set the beginning of another year, another adventure on our journey, and mark our connectedness to one another. Wherever you are on your journey, you're welcome here.
We will begin by lighting our chalice, a symbol of both the heritage of our past and the light of hope within this church today. The chalice will be lit by Aija Duelm.
Fire and water, ancient opposites. Sun and ocean, the cradle of life. Dancing flame and dancing river, we invoke them together today as we kindle our chalice flame.
A covenant is the promise we make with one another about the way we will walk together as a community and as a congregation. Please join me in reminding ourselves of this promise. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in freedom, and to help one another.
For this time, Steve and I will tell you a story, but we would like to ask your help with the story. In your order service, you saw these blue strips. This blue paper strip is going to represent the main character of this story, the little stream. And so when I will ask you to show the little stream, I want you to wave it in the air. Yes, just like that. Just waving it. Then later, there will be some other props that we will try. But those we will use our arms for. We only need our hands for those few props. So we will. I'll tell you later. But just be ready. Don't be surprised that you will have to participate. You will be invited to participate. Ready?
Ready.
All right. So once there was a little stream that dreamed of flowing to the sea. Can we see the stream? The stream started in an aquifer, a huge pool of water underground. But the call of the ocean was so strong that the stream pushed its way through the nooks and cracks, up through the earth, until it burst forth into the air and began its journey toward the sea. As its waters bubbled to the surface, they ran down the hill, carving the stream bed into the earth. Sometimes the stream babbled as it traveled. Sometimes it gurgled. Sometimes it roared. At times, the stream traveled alone. Its waters were so clear you could see the pebbles that lined its bed. At other times, the stream ran through great lakes, or tumbled over the cliff, or joined other streams to form a river. And then split again to travel alone, but always, always, the little stream yearned to flow into the sea. Let's see it one more time. Thank you.
All right, well, you're not done participating yet. If you would now, fold your hands together to form a fish. Some funny looking fishes out there, I'll tell you. Okay, sometimes the stream would run fast and deep, eager to reach the sea. The fish swam in its waters as it carried them swiftly on its journey. Let's see the fish in their journey. Sometimes the stream would grow wide and slow, and it would carry boats on its back as it continued its journey. But always the little stream yearned to flow into the sea.
One day, just as the call of the ocean seemed to grow a bit stronger, the stream found itself growing sluggish. Let's see that stream one more time, but maybe a little bit more tired looking. Thank you. Its waters grew thick with mud until sadly it pulled into a brackish mud hole right on the edge of the desert. Woe is me, thought the little stream. Now I'll never get to the sea. It tried going around the desert, but the desert was too wide. It tried going under the desert, but the desert was too deep. Still, even with mud in its ears, the little stream heard its call of the ocean and yearned to flow to the sea. After what seemed like a long time, as the stream just pooled there in the sun, it began to hear a second voice. "I can take you to the sea, little stream," whispered the wind. "Come with me, I'll carry you to the ocean shore."
How could you do that? You're only made of air.
"I can carry you on a breeze," whispered the wind. "But you must be very brave, for you must let go of yourself and change."
But I've changed so many times.
"This will be different," said the wind. The little stream paused, but deep within, the stream still yearned for the sea. The stream let go, and the wind picked it up particle by particle. At first, the stream was scared, for it felt lost. It was no longer a stream, but was turned sort of inside out and had become moisture swirling in the sky. The view was like nothing the little stream had ever seen before. Not only was the whole world laid out below, but it was surrounded by sparkling jewels. Could we make some sparkles in the air too with our hands? Sparkling. And Steve brought some more sparkling props. Then what had become the stream realized that all those sparkling jewels were parts of itself. Molecules of water, droplets of moisture, sparkling in the light. What had become the stream realized that it was truly beautiful on the inside.
Next, the stream turned moisture, saw that it was not alone, for the wind had whispered to other streams and to other ponds, and even to the morning dew. All had turned into moisture, and all their parts were also sparkling in the sun. Together they were even more beautiful, for the sunlight had now changed them into the colors of the rainbow.
Then the little stream turned rainbow, felt itself falling and falling and falling. All the other droplets were falling too, until plop, 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 plop. Can we make some rain with our hands? Plop, 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 plop. Yes, we got some rain. All the droplets run together into a mighty river, which rushed down the mountainside, across the coastal plain, and into the sea, where the waves pushed it back and pulled it forward, and the currents carried it far out into the pulsing depths. The little stream was content. Can you show us the little stream one more time? Thank you. But I understand that every now and then the wind would breeze by, whispering to the currents in the sea, "Come with me, come with me." And that the moisture would rise up into the wind and be carried away to start all over again. Today our focus is on water, from our story for all ages that we had about stream that wanted to reach the ocean, to songs and readings about rivers. Not sure how many of us lived close to some waters. How many? Quite a few of us lived close at one time or another in your life. I grew up surrounded by rivers. My hometown was built on a place where two rivers met and formed the third one. And right in that basin is where the town was built. In the summers, we would go to these rivers to swim. In the wintertime, people would walk across the frozen waters to shorten their walk to school or work. People would go fish in the rivers, relax, simply walk alongside, maybe camp out on its shores for some rest and relaxation from our daily rhythm and daily responsibilities. These rivers began as small streams. And just like the stream in the story, they journey to the sea. They undergo many changes in their journey, making twists and turns. But what is more unique about the stream's journey is that it needed to cross the desert. The story about the stream comes from Sufi tradition. So desert is pretty much part of that tradition. And the stream needed to cross it in order to do what it needed to do. And it needed to change significantly to be able to cross that desert. The stream became sparkling particles in the air and then came down again to reach the destination, the ocean. This is a rather remarkable experience and makes us wonder if on our journey we are to undergo such a significant change in order to reach our destination, could we do that? What would it take? You and I know that change happens in our lives and that more changes will happen as we continue our journey. If we look back to the history of this congregation, we can see how many changes you all have made along the way. In February, we will mark our 50 years of journeying together. We will celebrate our wild twists and turns that have been taken in order to build community. And today, as we continue our journey and mark the beginning of a new church year together, we continue to make changes. Some changes are about making our lives better, about our attempts to improve our practices so that we are more welcoming, more emboldened to try out new things. Some are to reduce the obstacles that are in the way of carrying out our mission and our dreams. And some changes are because of outside influences and events that are really not our own doing. But they still affect our lives, and we find ourselves trying to find new ways to adjust to these changes. As we think about our journeys and the changes that we are facing and will be facing, we know that some changes will be easier, but some will be very necessary to make. And they may not be easy changes for us either. Experiencing a small change like rearranging the sanctuary can show us a lot about how we will do with the many changes that are to come our way. If you are like me, then sometimes you will be excited about the new change, and other times you will be not at all comfortable with it. Some changes tear us apart. At times we can resist the change so much that we cause a lot of suffering to ourselves. The Hopi prophecy the reading that we heard earlier today. It was written a long time ago, but it offers us some wisdom about ways to engage the change that comes to us and recognize our power in the midst of it. The prophecy tells us about the power of the river to carry us through, to reach life, and encourages us to let the river guide us. And it warns us that holding on to the shore will tear us apart and cause suffering. It said, the elders say we must let go of the shore, push off in the middle of the river, and keep our heads above waters. Hopi people have long embraced the water underneath, and also around the Black Mesa as sacred to their people. These waters are the only source of drinking water, water for livestock, water for agriculture, for both the Hopi people as well as Navajo people. These waters used to be clean until Peabody Energy began to pump water out from underneath the Black Mesa to transport their mining minerals. In early 2000s, the Navajo and Hopi people from northeastern Arizona joined their people in St. Louis, Missouri, to fight against Peabody Energy and its shareholders. However, Peabody Energy was granted the right to use 32% more water that they had been already using. And this increase dramatically affected the drinkability of the water from the springs and wells connected to the aquifer, as well as its level drop caused a disruption in the lives of Navajo and Hopi people. Hopi people know a lot about change, including difficult changes like how life can uproot you and take you to a new location, how others can take away your source of life and things and places that are sacred to you. Hopi people have had to figure out how to adjust and survive and how to keep fighting for their rights even when all odds are stacked up against them. And they have to figure out how to keep honoring that which they have considered sacred for centuries. One of the things they have learned, and they urge us to do, is to notice who else is here with us and join our efforts together to do what must be done in a sacred manner and in celebration, and know that we are the ones we have been waiting for. So, look around today. Notice who is here today with you. These are the people who are here together today, traveling on this journey with us, with you. We are each other's partners and friends, fellow travelers on this journey. We are the ones we have been waiting for. This is no time for us to be a lone wolf or take things personally, as it can halt our growth and our future journey. This is the time to work together, involving all of us here. Because the opportunity for meaningful changes are all around us. John O'Donohue wrote, "I would love to live like a river flows, carried by the surprise of its own unfolding." Are you ready to be surprised by where our journey will take us next? Are you willing to let go of the shore and push yourselves off into the middle of the river? Would you be willing to join your fellow travelers on this journey of wild twists and turns and do what must be done in a sacred manner and celebration?
As our worship time this morning comes to a close, it's now time to extinguish our chalice. Please join me in reciting these words. Extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together.
As we go forth, I offer you a benediction that was written by Amy Zucker Morgenstern. May all our hours together be blessed as this one has been, by open-hearted sharing, learning from one another, and making beautiful harmonies together. And may we greet everyone we encounter with the same acceptance and grateful kinship until we meet again. Blessed be.